Hey guys, what is going on? This is Pete on the beat. In this video I would like to take you through a simple back routine. A back routine that is a bit weird. It is extremely intense, extremely high intensity, relatively high in volume. So basically this is the type of back training that I prefer to do when I'm on a hurry. The type of back training where I prefer to do when I do not have the ability to stay at the gym for longer periods of time. It is pretty simple, nothing too crazy, mostly cables actually. The whole routine is based around cables. It is like extremely high in reps, like up to 20 reps on certain exercises. And most of the movements, actually all of the movements, actually all of the routine is based around 4 movements. All of them are cables. We got 2 pulling movements in the beginning of the workout, and we are going to finish the whole session with 2 rowing movements. The whole routine is based around 20 sets, 4 exercises, 5 sets on each exercise, and I do like 20 reps. On certain movements I do like 16 to 18 to 20 reps, but for the most part the goal is to get 20 reps, and basically I don't have to rest. There is no rest periods virtually, because the only rest that I get between the sets is when I'm changing the position of my camera in order to film everything for multiple angles for you guys. This is the best way I can describe it. So this is roughly around 10 to 15 seconds in order to simply change the positioning of the Joby tripod with my DSLR camera and get multiple angles for you guys. So this routine is pretty simple. I believe anyone can do it. If you're a beginner, you can try it. If you're like more of an advanced type of lifter, you can give it a try as well. So right now guys, I'm gonna give you some quick explications, and then I'm about to show the whole routine with the multiple angles and that kind of stuff. So a tiny little detail that I would like to point out for all the movements in this routine is the fact that more and more often nowadays I prefer to replace all of the regular like narrow grip or more of a wider grip type of rowing movements or type of pulling movements, such as the wide grip pull downs, behind the neck wide grip pull downs, which are favorite of mine. But nowadays I prefer to replace all of these movements with more of a closer grips and underhand grips. I prefer to do this, and I definitely feel a lot better stimulation. The pump is a lot better in my personal opinion. Of course, everything depends on the form, on the positioning of the body, of the angle, and of course of where are your particular muscle insertions and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, for me, I prefer to mostly rely on close grips and underhand grips for the bulk of the exercises that I do for back. So the first exercise, as I've mentioned, close grip pull down. As you can probably see, I always try to avoid any kind of swinging, or at least for the most part I try to avoid any kinds of swinging. You're gonna be able to see that I keep my torso stable, and basically I'm performing 20 reps, then I change the angle of the camera, probably add a little bit of weight, not too much of a weight. I add like few plates. This is stack-based machine, the stack-based pull down, as you can probably see, and I change the positioning of the camera for 10 to 15 seconds, and then I do the other sets. This is basically how it goes. The second movement is with this easy bar type of handle. Again, as you're gonna be able to see, I'm using the same principles. I try to keep the intensity as high as I can. I do not move a lot of weight, as you can probably see, but my main focus is on the pump, on the muscle contraction. I really try to get like a better mind-muscle connection. I really try to keep my torso as stable as I can, avoiding swinging for the most part, and basically with these 2 movements I really try to get a better stretch at the top of the movement. It really makes difference for me. And another thing that really makes difference for me, and this is basically for all of the pull downs and actually for all of the rowing movements, I talk a lot about this in my other videos, especially for back training and that kind of stuff. It really makes huge difference for me if I touch my upper chest. And on some of the shots, on some of the footage that I provide in the end of the video, you're gonna be able to see this. So I definitely encourage you to pay attention to this one, because for me it really makes a huge difference, and I encourage you to give this a try. Always try to touch your chest with the handle that you use, especially on the pull downs. It really doesn't matter if you use this like an easy bar handle, it really doesn't matter if you use the close grip, you're always gonna be able to touch your chest. And for me this is a better contraction, because in the end of the day I got a longer range of motion, a full range of motion, if I can put it like this. So the third exercise that I would like to show you in this routine, guys, is the seated row, underhand seated row with this wide grip pull down handle. This is the standard wide grip pull down handle. In this gym I use relatively narrow grip. I try to keep my lower back as arched as I can. Here I would like to say this in order to be bloody honest with you. This movement I really like, but I definitely believe, because I'm pretty taller guy, I'm 6.3, the whole contraction, the whole movement, it's a bit shorter than, for example, if I use the close grip, but I definitely feel it gives me like really good pump, especially in the middle portion of my back. It really makes difference. So if that makes sense to you, I definitely encourage you to pay attention to this one as well, especially if you're a taller guy. Just a quick sip of coffee and a little bit of flexing. So for the most part, the goal was to get 20 reps on all the 5 sets with the underhand rowing movement, but truth to be told, I think I got like 12 to 15 reps on some of the sets. So the last movement of this routine, I split it on 2 movements. It is a close grip seated row with the 2 handles. I always prefer to use the close grip handles versus the regular, the conventional close grip, the one that we used on the first movement, the close grip pull down, because I'm able to get better overall stimulation. I'm able to get again full range of motion, and for me this tiny detail makes huge difference. For 3 sets I did the version of Charles Glass, the Charles Glass version, the seated row on a dumbbell. Shout out to Charles Glass, the godfather of bodybuilding, probably one of the greatest trainers of all time, if not the greatest trainer. I definitely encourage you to give this movement a try if you're not familiar with this. The Charles Glass seated row on a dumbbell. Basically it's the same thing as the regular seated row, but you perform it on a dumbbell in order to create this different type of angle, different type of feel. And what is basically the reason why I believe this is so important, especially for me and especially for all of you guys, old school fanatics out there that really want to build that like really wide, really massive back, really thicker back, but on the other hand back that starts a little above your glutes. I'm pretty sure you understand exactly what I'm talking about. If that's your goal, if you really want to be able to achieve that type of physique with like a flying squirrel type of back, I prefer to call this the flying squirrel type of back, because it actually starts, or at least creates an illusion that the back, the lower part of the back, starts right above the glutes. This is amazing in my personal opinion, and definitely one of my primary goals as long as for gym and that kind of stuff. So if that's your goal as well, definitely incorporate the Charles Glass seated row using the 2 handles. If you're not able to find 2 handles in your gym, get the handles from the crossover. This is basically what I do. And the last 3 sets are the regular seated row, again close grip, again with the both handles from the crossover. So this tiny detail right here actually reminds me that the whole routine was like 21 sets total, and I said it was 20, but it actually was 21 sets. Nothing too crazy. Again, I will not move a lot of weight, as you can probably see. I try to stay focused on contraction. I try to keep the lower portion of my back arched, but to a certain point I strategically bend the upper portion of my back, because I do believe this gives me better overall stimulation. I know the form police probably will give me a lot of negative comments, but in the end of the day, this is for the guys from the form police. You can check out like old school photos of Serge Nubret and Arnold, how they perform this exercise. But here comes a tiny detail that I would like to share with you. You can use this as a food for thought, especially for the old school fanatics out there and those type of guys or gals. I definitely encourage you to try I definitely encourage you to Google like old school photos of Serge Nubret, especially Serge Nubret and Arnold, and you're gonna be able to find out that they actually use the same technique. And I actually started using this technique because I saw this from those photos of Arnold and Serge Nubret especially. This is the way how you're gonna be able to get the best stretch possible and the best overall stimulation in my personal opinion. So yeah guys, this is basically everything I wanted to say for now. Right now I'm about to show the whole footage with multiple angles, probably a little bit of flexing, and that kind of took a little bit of beats as a background as usual. And yeah, I hope you find the video helpful and useful. Definitely encourage you to give this routine a try, especially if you're on a hurry, you really want to get like the pump going in the back, you really want to show some blood in your back, but on another hand, you don't have yet enough time for full blown session, so you might find this type of back training extremely beneficial and useful, especially for those type of occasions or those type of situations. Please give me some comments down below if you try the routine. Let me know what you think about the whole combination of exercise or whatnot. Give me some comments. If you like the video, click on the thumbs up button down below. Maybe subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content. So yeah, I'm already here for now. I would like to thank you for watching this video. Please stay tuned for more. Have a nice one and good work with your quick back training. Peace and I'm out.
This is